Special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this video possible.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Zackary here bringing you another Minecraft World War I vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Royal Aircraft Factory F.E.2B. Between 1911 and 1914, the Royal Aircraft Factory used the F.E.2 Farman Experimental 2 destination for three quite different aircraft that shared only a common Farman pusher biplane layout. The third F.E.2 type was operated as a day and night bomber and fighter by the Royal Flying Corps during the First World War, along with the single-seat DH-2 pusher biplane and the Newport 11. The F.E.2 was instrumental in ending the Fokker scourge that had seen the German air service establish a measure of air superiority on the Western Front from the late summer of 1915 to the following spring. The version we have in here in front of us is one of the main production models of the aircraft, and due to upgrades with it being the B variant, it was equipped with the ability to actually deliver a bomb payload. So a very interesting aircraft. It's a pusher type aircraft, so basically what this means is that the engines are facing backwards, so the engines actually push the aircraft instead of kind of pull it forward. The aircraft is very interesting to say the very least. It's got a V-shaped kind of tail to it, and it's unique to say the very least. I know a lot of you guys are looking for more World War I builds, and I think this one is going to be a great addition again to any of your Western Front type battle scenarios, and this can serve as both a fighter and a bomber, so you kind of have some playability with what you want to do with it. Just recently they released the Gotha bomber, so you also have another bomber that you can put this up with, and you can really make some cool scenes now, World War I based. Anyways, before we go and take a look at this aircraft, I want to give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Trenchfighter8 for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the description where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month and earn a viewer request you're choosing, depending on which tier you sub to. It helps support me and my work on the channel, and it's just a great way to get the requests that you really want out in a quick time. So definitely feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. Anyways, going ahead and moving into taking a look at the aircraft. We're going to see exactly what we're going to be going ahead and building today. So obviously we have the, I guess what you can say is the fuselage of the aircraft. It's a very small section here. It's basically equipped with a observer is what the technical name was for it, but they had a gun mounted on the nose here, and then a pilot seat directly behind it. What's really interesting about this aircraft is that the observer can actually stand in their spot here, and they can actually operate a machine gun that's mounted up on top here. It's supposed to be a rear-facing gun. It's kind of a dumb design if you ask me, and the fact is that there's no harness to hold the observer in, so if the observer was standing here trying to shoot backwards and the pilot made some kind of evasive maneuver, then your observer is not going to be in your airplane anymore. So kind of a faulty design in that front. We do have this one is, again, as I mentioned, a bomber version, so it is capable of carrying bombs, and as you can see here, we do have it equipped with some small bombs mounted on the wings here, and then a much larger bomb mounted coming from the fuselage. Right here we have the engines. Obviously it's a biplane, so it's got the upper and lower wings, all the detail in between them, and as I mentioned, it's got a V-shaped fuselage. So what this means is that the fuselage kind of comes back in at a V shape like so. And we have obviously the horizontal, vertical stabilizer, all the back details, all that stuff. So again, a very unique aircraft, something really, probably one of the most unique aircraft I would say we have on the channel so far as a tutorial. So definitely a fun World War I build for all you guys to enjoy. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer, we go ahead and start with layer 4. A few things I want to mention before we go ahead and jump right into this tutorial is if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're going to be going ahead and doing half the aircraft on camera, and the other half will be up to you guys to copy over to the air side in between layers. It's just basically makes the tutorial time a little bit less for me, and since the aircraft is perfectly symmetrical on both sides, whatever we do on one side is going to be done to the air side, so really there's no point in me showing you guys how to do the same exact thing when I already showed you how to do it one time. In addition, we're starting with layer 4 because layer 4 gives us kind of a better base to build everything off of, so that's why we're starting with layer 4. And also, this is only an in-flight version, there is no landed version for it, so unfortunately you won't be able to make this thing landed unless you somehow made it slanted yourselves. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and build our center line here of the aircraft. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, and we want to make sure that this trapdoor is on the top portion of the block, or the top kind of side here, and not on the bottom, like that. After that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside stair, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 dark oak wood top slabs back from that stair. We then want to go ahead and place down a row of 1, 2, or skip a space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 blocks. So again, a space of 10 is what we're skipping. We're going to place down a nether brick stair, a red sandstone wall, a nether brick slab, and then a end rod coming off the nether brick slab like so for the rear there. And after that's done, we can go ahead and then delete this line of blocks here and leave that space left open like that. After that, we're going to go to the side of this dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, followed by 1 and 2 dark oak wood top slabs back. On the second top slab here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate on the side, and we're going to have it open up toward the slab, just like that. After that's all complete, go ahead and continue on. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair, like that to the side there. And then we want to go and follow this up by placing down 1 and 2 dark oak wood top slabs, followed by again a dark oak wood upside down stair facing with its back facing toward the center there, a dark oak wood top slab, and then a iron bar directly after it. Our next row here, we want to go ahead and go to the sides here. We're going to go to this slab right here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab, followed by 2 and 3, so we have a row of 3 there. And then we want to go ahead and place down a zombie head coming off this slab right there. After that, for our next row, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here, followed by 1 and 2 dark oak wood upside down stairs, and our dark oak wood slab. We're going to go ahead and repeat this a total of 3 more times. So dark oak wood slab, 2 dark oak wood upside down stairs, dark oak wood slab, and again one more time, 2 dark oak wood slab, 2 upside down stairs, and a top slab like that. Once that's complete there, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 4 of dark oak wood trapdoors across like that. We then want to go ahead and place down 3 rows of 3 of dark oak wood trapdoors, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And we're going to then place down a row of 3 of spruce wood trapdoors, 1, 2, 3 across that space there. When that's done, go ahead and go into the outer portions here of our wings. Very simply, we want to go ahead and place down a nether brick top slab off the side here of that trapdoor, followed by a nether brick slab. We're going to go and then place down a nether brick wall and a wither skeleton skull come off the wall, just like that. And after that's all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up what we're going to be basically doing for this layer. We're going to take what we did on the right side, flip it over to the left side, and we get something that looks just like this here from up above for this layer. Anyways, that right there is it for layer 4. And with that, we're going to go and move down to layers 1 through 3. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layers. We have layers 1 through 3. Through layers 1 through 3, we're going to start by placing down a mossy cobblestone wall coming down from this dark oak wood upside down stair here on the front. We then want to go ahead and go back to these 2 dark oak wood stairs on the main fuselage. So this stair here, mossy cobblestone wall that comes down from it, and also this dark oak wood stair back here. Once that's done, we're also going to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the bottom of this dark oak wood fence gate. After that, going ahead and coming off of this mossy cobblestone wall, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate that goes back like so, and then an iron bar coming off the fence gate like that. Once that's done, in the space in between these dark oak wood fence gates, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite block on the bottom of that trapdoor, followed by a polished andesite block forward, with a skeleton skull coming off the front there, and then toward the back, a stone brick wall like that. We then want to go and go to the sides here of the stone brick wall. We're going to place down a skeleton skull, and also to the sides here of this forward polished andesite block, we're going to place down a skeleton skull on both sides. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then go down from this nether brick, or this mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to go down, one out to the side, and then one back. So kind of like that at an angle there. And right next to it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, facing that direction, like so. We're going to then take our nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 2 stairs, one stair, or basically one stair coming off the back of the stair, and one coming off the side of this mossy cobblestone wall. Then at the bottom of those 2 stairs, we're going to place down 2 nether brick upside down stairs as well. We then want to take our polished andesite slabs. We're going to place down a row of 5 across in between those nether brick stairs there, and that right there is going to basically make the axle cross between the wheels. And that right there will finish that off. Last thing for us to do up here in this kind of forward section is these bombs here, which are going to go ahead and mounting onto the wings. And these bomb designs here are really straightforward. All we're going to do is go ahead and go to these dark liquid ups downstairs. We're going to place down 1, 2, and 3. Polish the inside blocks across. We're going to place down or polish the inside top slabs, followed by skeleton skulls coming off them toward the front. And then on the side here, this row 3 and polish the inside, a birchwood sign to both sides. Going back from it, we're going to place down a end rod, coming back from each of those slabs, and then a skeleton skull coming off those end rods, just like that, to go ahead and make the bombs there mount onto the wings. And then the last thing for the wings is to go ahead and go to the outside here. On the bottom of this narrow brick wall, we're to place down a dark liquid trapdoor. And with that all complete, we're going to then go back to this section here, going back from this red sandstone wall, or coming down from it, sorry, we're going to place down a narrow brick up downstairs, just like that, coming off of it. And that right there will basically complete this layer. Obviously, you're taking it down the right side, flip it over to the left side, and you should get something like this here on the bottom of the aircraft. Anyways, that right there is it for layers 1 through 3. Let's move up to layer number 5. Alright guys, move on to our next layer. We have layer number 5. For layer 5 to start off with, for first center row, we're going to place down a red concrete block on top of this dark oak wood trapdoor. We're then going to go ahead and place down an acacia wood slab that goes back from it, followed by an acacia wood stair, 2 green terracotta blocks, 2 acacia wood planks, 2 green terracotta blocks, and then a dark oak wood up down stair here on the rear. From that, going out to the sides, we're going to go up to the front here. We're going to place down a brick wall coming off the side of this red concrete block, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 green terracotta blocks back, followed by 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls back, and then a zombie head on both sides of this dark oak wood up down stair. We then want to go ahead and place down a item frame coming off the side here of this first mossy cobblestone wall, like so, and then we're going to place down a green terracotta block in that item frame, and also a dark oak wood sign on the side of the mossy cobblestone wall like that for the side. We're also going to go ahead and place down a zombie head on the third green terracotta block back, so this one right here. And coming off that zombie head, we're going to go ahead and place down 1 and 2 barrier blocks to the side here, followed by 2 stone buttons. And then from those barrier blocks, we're going to go back like this and to the side, and then we're going to place down 2 barrier blocks like so. So you've got 2 barrier blocks here, 2 right there, and these first 2 that come off the zombie head are going to have 2 stone buttons come off the sides that face toward the front. After that, we want to go ahead and then go to the space here. We're going to place down a barrier block in this section, followed by a stone button coming off the side here. We're going to skip a space of 1, and then we're going to place down another barrier block and another stone button like that. We're going to do the same thing back here on this side, this time coming off the mossy cobblestone wall. Barrier block, stone button, skip space, barrier block, stone button. Once that's done, we're going to go next to these barrier blocks. We're going to place down a red sandstone wall to both sides there. And we want to go ahead and then place down a row 4 of dark oak wood trapdoors. After that, we're going to then place down 3 rows of 3 on top of those 3 rows of 3 from layer 4. And then also spruce wood trapdoors on top of the spruce wood trapdoors from the previous layer. We then want to take a dark oak wood stair. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair like this on top of this narrow brick narrow brick top slab. And then we're going to go back from it with a dark oak wood slab. So dark oak wood slab back, and then we're going to place down there dark oak wood stair with the rear of the stair facing toward the back of the plane. And we want to go then very simply grab ourselves a spruce wood slab, and we're going to place down a spruce wood slab come off the stair like so. After that's done, go into the side here. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs, spruce wood slab, and then 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs and a spruce wood slab like so. After that, again, we're going to do a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs, and we want to then place down a zombie head coming off the side of this spruce wood slab. After that, we're going to place down a zombie head coming off the spruce wood slab here, or dark oak wood slab, sorry, and then another dark oak wood slab next to it, and then a zombie head coming off this slab right there as well. And that right there is going to basically complete the wings and kind of the fuselage section. We're going to go and start moving into basically our tail section. So for this, we want to go ahead and grab acacia wood slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 acacia wood slabs come off that red sandstone wall. We're going to go ahead and go in like this toward the inside here for the acacia wood slab, and then acacia wood stair. We're going to go ahead and go in again at an angle here, place down 3 acacia wood slabs back. We're going to go ahead and go in at an angle here again, place down acacia wood stair, and from this acacia wood stair we're going to have 3 acacia wood slabs over, which will connect up over to the other side like that. We're going to then have 1 and 2 acacia wood slabs coming off this stair. And then we're going to go over again, place down an acacia wood slab here, followed by an acacia wood slab, sorry, my bad, acacia wood stair, and then an acacia wood slab. And in the space in between the acacia wood stairs on top of the red sandstone wall, we're going to place down a acacia wood trapdoor. We then want to go ahead and place down a prismarine top slab above this end rod with a acacia wood sign on both sides of that top slab. We're going to place down a smooth quartz block after the prismarine top slab, and then a brick wall here on the end. Also on the bottom of this quartz block, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a lever. We're going to place down a lever on the bottom of the block and flick it so that it is facing, or basically connecting up to this end rod almost. And right there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for this layer. Obviously, take what we do on the right side, flip it to the left side, and you'll have a design that looks like this here from up above. Again, as I mentioned, it is a very weird aircraft. I know, very unique to say the very least. Anyways, that's it for layer number 5. Let's move into layer number 6. I guess moving on to our next layer, we'll be moving into layer number 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and start off with placing a dark oak stair on top of this red concrete block. We then want to place down a red sandstone wall on top of this acacia wood stair, a green terracotta block behind it, mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to go ahead and skip a space, and on the second acacia wood plank here, we're going to place down another acacia wood plank on top of it, followed by 1, 2, 3 black concrete blocks, and then a smooth stone top slab here on the very end. Go ahead and move our way up to the sides. In the front here, we're going to place down a zombie head here at a 45-degree angle on top of this brick wall like that, and we're going to then place down a dark oak stair after it, followed by 1, 2, 3 mossy cobblestone walls, 1, 2 green terracotta blocks, a dark oak slab, dark oak stair, and another dark oak slab directly after that. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the sides here of the fuselage. We're going to place down a stone bund on the side of this acacia wood, or this green terracotta block. And we want to go ahead and then place down a item frame coming off the side of this block, green terracotta block in the item frame, and a dark wood sign like that on the side there. And then after that, we want to go ahead and very simply go up to the sides here on this mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to place down a skeleton skull, and we're also going to go ahead and place down an end rod, which is going to be coming down from this block like that. So it's going to be right here coming down from that mossy cobblestone wall like that on the sides. After that, we're going to go to the space in between the end rod and skeleton skull. We're going to place down a barrier block, and on the side of it, we want to go and place down a stone button. From that, we're going to go to the space here in between these barrier blocks. We're going to go and go up in this middle space here with a barrier block and then a stone button on the side, and same thing back here, barrier block and stone button on the side toward the rear. We're going to go ahead and also place down a red sandstone wall on top of those two right there, so continue to build those up. And we're also going to go ahead and take our stone buttons, and we're going to place down a row of 2 of stone buttons on these 2 barrier blocks right here. So 1, 2, just like that. And in addition, we're going to place down 2 barrier blocks that go up from these stone buttons. So 1, 2, and then we're going to go in 1 and 2 like that with our barrier blocks, and we'll be adding on to those in the next few layers. After that, we're going to also place down a iron bar, which is going to be coming off the side here of this red sandstone wall here toward the rear. And we also want to place down a barrier block coming off this red sandstone wall like so, with a stone button on the side of this barrier block like that. After that, we're going to go and then place down an acacia wood fence post, which is going to go on top of this stair here, like that to both sides there. We're going to go ahead and place down a barrier block coming off this fence post on the rear here, put a stone button on the side facing toward the back, and then in this section up here, coming off this fence post, we're going to place down a iron bar like that. After that is all done there, that is it for our wings for this layer. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. We got a lot of buttons going on and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much good to go for that, so we're going to start working our way back. So for this, we're going to go off this wall, we're going to place down a barrier block, and we're going to then place down a button on the side. We're going to skip back to this slab here, barrier block on top of it, a stone button to the side, and then a acacia wood fence post on top of the stair. We're going to place down a barrier block here on top of that slab, stone button on the side here, skip a space, barrier block, and stone button like that, and then an acacia wood fence post here. We then want to go ahead and place down what's going to be 1 barrier block here, and then a stone button to the side here, and we're going to then place down a barrier block on this slab, and then a stone button to the side. And we're going to then place down a red sandstone wall on top of this acacia wood stair, barrier block, and stone button on the side. We're going to then place down a blue concrete block on top of the prismarine top slab, another smooth quartz block on top of this one, and then a red concrete block on top of the brick stair, or brick wall. And to finish it off, we're just going to go and very simply take dark oak wood buttons and place down 2 dark oak wood buttons, which will be on these 2 quartz blocks, one of which I forgot to do in the previous layer. Anyways, that right there is going to complete this layer. Again, pay close attention to your button placements in the barrier blocks. I should have mentioned probably this at the beginning of the layer, but if you do not have access to barrier blocks, you can use iron bars as a substitute, but buttons are definitely the way to go for the cabling that we're trying to do here. Anyways, that right there is it for layer number 6. So with that, let's move into layer number 7. Alright guys, moving into the next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7 to start off with, we're going to place down a nether brick upside down stair, which is going to go ahead and go on top of this dark oak wood stair up here in the front. To the right side of the stair, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab and then a skeleton skull coming off the side. Over here to the left side of the stair, we're going to place down an item frame, a black bed rotated in the item frame so the pillow is facing forward, and we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of that nether brick stair. Also, coming off the nether brick stair toward the front, we're going to place down a end rod. Coming off the stair going toward the back, we're going to place down an acacia wood top slab. A spruce wood sign on will be both sides of this top slab. And we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood fence gate directly after it. And that's going to do it there for your kind of nose machine gun. From this, we're going to go to this green terracotta block here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top of it, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall behind the stair. To the side of the stair, we're going to place down a zombie head at a slight angle like so. And then a row of 1 and 2 of mossy cobblestone walls. Coming off the first mossy cobblestone wall to the side, we're going to place down a zombie head. We're then going to place down a dark oak wood stair. In the space in between these dark oak wood stairs, there's going to be a red sandstone wall. And then go back from the red sandstone wall to place down 1, 2, and 3 anvils. On the sides of the first and third anvil, we're going to place down wither skeleton skulls. And then on the middle anvil here to the side, we're going to place down an acacia wood fence post on top of that dark oak wood stair. On top of this stone slab here, we're going to place down a stone brick wall, followed by a dark oak wood sign on both sides of the stone brick wall. And then come off the stone brick wall, we're going to place down the light gray shulker box with a stone button come off the top here of the shulker box, which should be on the side like so for the basically the mount there for the propeller. And with that all complete there, we're going to go ahead and basically start moving into our wings. So for our wings here, we're going to place down a red sandstone wall on top of these 2, and an acacia wood fence post on top of these 2 fence posts like that. We want to go ahead and start off by going ahead and taking a barrier block. We're going to go to these barrier blocks on the inside here. We're going to place down 1 more on top of the middle one, and a stone button like that to both sides. So just like that. We then want to go ahead and go to the inside spaces here, and the insides here are a little different. We're going to go up from these barrier blocks over 2, and that's it. So just up 1, over 2, and as you can see here, we're just going to place down stone buttons here on the sides of those blocks like we've been doing. So again, pretty straightforward stuff there. Anyways, after that's done, we want to go and then take our barrier blocks. We're going to place down a barrier block coming off this zombie head here. And then to the side of it, we're going to place down a stone button like that. And then after that's done, we're going to take our stone buttons and we're going to place down 2 on top of those 2 blocks and 2 stone buttons on top of those ones as well. And with that all complete there, that is going to basically wrap up our wings here for this layer. Moving our way back, on top of this acacia wood fence post here, we're going to place down our fence post up. And on top of this fence post right here, we're going to place down a fence post up again. And on top of this red sandstone wall, another red sandstone wall. We want to go and then go to this section here, going up from this barrier block. We're going to go up and back 1 and 2, and then 2 stone buttons here on all the sides. We're going to go to this space here. We're going to go up in the middle space here between the 2 barrier blocks with a barrier block, so a stone button on the side. And this section here, a barrier block that goes up, stone button on the side, 1 barrier block back. And on the bottom of this barrier block here, we're going to place down a stone button like that on the bottom there. And we're also going to have a barrier block on top of this one with a stone button on the side. Then on top of this barrier block here, just a barrier block up, stone button on the side here. We're going to then place down a prismarine wall on top of this blue concrete block, a smooth quartz block, and then a red concrete block. And that right there is going to basically wrap up your tail there. And with that, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for layer number 7 for the build. As you can start to see, you're starting to get a little more shape going on here with everything and everything forming up. One thing we can also do is we can actually do the propeller as well, since we kind of have the attachment point built. So to do the propeller, real simple. We're going to go from this shulker box here. It'll go up with a spruce wood slab, followed by a spruce wood top slab, and then a polished andesite top slab like that. And we're going to go ahead and go over here and go down with the top slab, followed by a normal slab, and then a polished andesite top slab on the end there. And so we should get something that kind of looks like that. And with that, that's going to pretty much wrap up your propeller, and with that is going to wrap up layer number 7 for the build. With that, let's go and move into our next layer, layer number 8. Alright guys, moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 8. For layer 8, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down a wither skeleton skull on top of this nether brick stair right here in the front. We then want to go ahead and go back to this zombie head here. We're going to place down a, what is going to be an end rod that goes up from that zombie head. This section here on top of the red sandstone wall here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, followed by an acacia wood fence post to both sides. We're going to go and go back from the trapdoor with 3 nether brick slabs, and then an acacia wood fence post on top of this fence post here to the both sides like that. After that, coming off the fence post here, we're going to place down a barrier block, and we want to go then place down a stone button coming off the side of the barrier block facing toward the rear. We're going to go ahead and go over this side, place down a red sandstone wall, barrier block coming off the side of the wall, and a stone button coming off of it going forward. And over here, we're going to do basically the same thing. So, barrier block coming off the fence post, stone button going forward, and then over here, red sandstone wall, barrier block coming off the red sandstone wall toward the inside here, and a stone button coming off like that. We're going to go ahead and then go to the outsides here. We're going to go and place down an acacia wood fence post on top of these 2 fence posts like that. And we're going to go and basically do the same thing we did over here. So a barrier block coming off of each one of these red sandstone walls, and also these acacia wood fence posts, and stone buttons on the sides here facing toward the front, and then stone buttons on the other set facing toward the rear. And there is going to basically do it there for the wings. Actually, one last thing we have to do is we are going to place down a barrier block that is going to basically go up from this one at an angle, and it's going to go basically in this space right here. So it's going to go right here in this space, and we're going to have a stone button come off the side of it here. So we will need to delete the stone button on this barrier block, and instead of having a barrier block here, we're going to go ahead and instead replace it with a iron bar. So we're going to have an iron bar right there instead. And that right there is going to basically complete the wings here, and we're going to go ahead and start moving into basically the back section here. So for the back section here, we're going to place down an acacia wood fence post on top of this one right here. And we want to go ahead and take our barrier blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down a barrier block coming off the side here of this fence post, and a stone button coming off the side of that, and then a barrier block coming off the side of this red sandstone wall. And we want to go and then replace this barrier block, so this one here on the inside here, with a iron bar as well, and then a stone button here on the side of this barrier block. So just like that, having to substitute a few blocks here around. Anyways, once that's done, we're going to then place down a barrier block coming off the side of this fence post here, with a stone button on the side of it like so, and then there's a stone button on the second side, so just like that. And we want to go and then place down it's actually going to be a barrier block that goes in like that, so above this space here, and then 2 stone buttons, or 1 stone button there on the side. We're going to then go across this space here, skip a space, and have an air barrier block, so you have an air stone button like so. And on top of this acacia wood fence post, we're going to have a acacia wood upside down stair, just like that, with a row of 3 of acacia wood top slabs across, which are going to go in between these stairs. And then come off the stairs back, we're going to place down 2 acacia wood top slabs. After that, on top of this barrier block here, we're going to place down an acacia wood slab. And from this acacia wood slab, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab. We're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here in the middle. And then from this dark oak wood slab out to the sides, we're going to place down 4 more additional slabs, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in total here, you'll have a row of 11 of acacia wood slabs going across. On the center slab, going back, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks, followed by a quartz stair, and then a brick stair here on the end. We're going to go ahead and go to our next row here, come off the first green terracotta block. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood slabs, a dark oak wood stair, like so, and then our dark oak wood slab. We then want to take our spruce wood slabs and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spruce wood slabs across, followed by a zombie head here coming off the side of the slab, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 spruce wood slabs like that across. And that right there is going to basically wrap up what we have here for this layer. Again, here's the overview of what this layer will look like, and you can definitely start to see the structure of the aircraft is coming together. One thing I do want to mention also is that the only off-center thing about this build is the addition of the machine gun that's mounted up on top here. So this machine gun to get it started with. For the next layer, we're going to have a dark oak fence post on top of this mostly cobblestone wall to the right side. And again, this is to the right side only, and that's for that machine gun, which we'll be getting to a little bit later. Anyways, that right there is going to basically wrap up what we have here for layer number 8 for the build. With that, let's move into layer number 9. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 9. For layer 9, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and go to the top here of this nether brick, or this acacia wood fence post, and place down a dark oak wood upside stair. We then want to go and go from the slab, or the stair, toward the inside here to place down a dark oak wood top slab, followed by 1, 2, and 3 after it, so you have a row of 4 there down the center. Going back from this upside down stair, place down a dark oak wood top slab, a dark oak wood upside down stair. After that top slab, actually sorry, the stair should be facing this direction, and then a dark oak wood top slab coming off that stair. From that, we're going to go ahead and go out to the sides 1, 2, 3 rows of 3. So, or sorry, 3 rows of 4. So we have 1, 2, and 3 rows of 4. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood stair on top of this acacia or this red sandstone wall. So the stairs upside down like so. We want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood slab back from it, another dark oak wood upside down stair, and a dark oak top slab on the end. After that, we're going to go ahead and then place down 4 rows of 4 of dark oak wood trapdoors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last row 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go and then take our acacia wood fence post, and we're going to go and just go up 1 fence post here, like that. And once that's done, we want to go ahead and then turn our attention here to the back, and we're going to start working toward the back. So going ahead and coming off of this acacia wood, or this dark oak wood upside down stair here, we're going to place down 2 acacia wood top slabs. We want to go and then drop this down to 2 acacia wood half slabs, like that. We're going to go ahead and then indent over from that slab there, and we're going to have a narrow row of 2. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a acacia wood trapdoor, followed by a second trapdoor directly after it, like that. Once that's finished, we're going to go and grab our barrier blocks. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and 4 barrier blocks here along the sides. We're going to take a stone button, and we're going to place down a row of 4 stone buttons along the sides there of those blocks. And we want to go and then drop down with a row of 3. So coming off this dark oak wood slab, which should have been done in the previous layer, but I forgot to do, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 barrier blocks here, and then 1, 2, and 3 stone buttons on top of them. After that, we're going to then place down a barrier block on top of this dark oak wood slab next to the stair, and then we're going to have a stone button come off that barrier block to the side, and we want to go ahead and place down a barrier block coming off of it going toward the middle. After that, on top of those 2 green terracotta blocks here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs. And after that's complete there, that is going to pretty much wrap up what we have here for this layer, for basically the half on half off part. So that's all we got for this, and we're going to go and now dive into the section that is a bit different. And this is going to be the machine gun mounts on the front here. So basically what we're going to be doing is building this machine gun, but just flipped backwards. So on top of this dark oak wood fence post, we're going to place down a narrow brick upside down stair like that. To the right side of the stair, we're going to place down a smooth sandstone slab, and then a skeleton skull come off the side of the slab. We're going to go and then place down a acacia wood slab, or sorry, a spruce wood slab that goes back from the stair, and then on both sides of it we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign, so 1 and 2, and then a dark oak wood fence gate that comes off that slab like that. After that, we want to go and then place down a item frame, black bed, and a sign on the left side of this brick stair, so dark oak wood sign, item frame, black bed, rotate around so the pillars facing forward, and then an end rod coming off that slab facing forward like that. And just so we don't have to worry about it later, we're just going to place down a wither skeleton skull also on top of this narrow brick upside down stair. And that right there will basically do it for the machine gun. And again, just pay attention that it is basically this machine gun up here in the front, just flipped facing the opposite direction. Anyways, that right there is it for layer number 8. And with that, let's move into our last file layer, actually, layer number 9. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our last file layer, we have layer number 9. So for layer 9 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go to our middle space, which is this dark oak wood top slab here. We're going to place down a green carpet, 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and then another green carpet back from it. Our next row here, we're going to place down a green carpet, a dark oak wood slab, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate, and then after that fence gate, we want to go ahead and place down a barrier block. And then on top of that barrier block, we're going to go ahead and just throw on a stone button, like so. After that, we want to go ahead and then, or sorry, my bad, it's actually going to be a green carpet after that fence post. Then our next row here, we're going to place down a green carpet, 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and then this time we're going to go ahead and place down a barrier block, and then on top of that barrier block, we're going to go ahead and then have our stone button. So, just like that. Again, sorry about that. After that, we want to go ahead and then do 2 rows of green carpet, 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and another green carpet, and we're going to do basically that same thing one more time. When we get to this point here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to follow this up by placing down 2 acacia wood trapdoors. We then want to go ahead and do 2 rows of 4 of dark oak wood trapdoors. So we have 1 and 2. And then our next row here, we're going to do a row of 2, and then a row of 3, and then a barrier block here on top of that block. And then on top of this barrier block, we're going to place down a stone button. From that, we want to go and go to the sides here. We're going to place down on these trapdoors 2 dark oak wood trapdoors, followed by a dark oak wood fence gate, or fence post, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor fence post. Our next row, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, and then a trapdoor. We then want to do 2 rows of 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and then do a row of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then a zombie head, and then we're going to do a zombie head, dark oak wood slab, and then another zombie head, just like that. And that right there is going to basically create your wingtip there, like so. Once that's all finished there, we're going to go ahead and grab our barrier blocks. We're going to go ahead and go from this barrier block, we're going to go ahead and go kind of back and out to the side 1, and we're going to place down 2 stone buttons here on these 2 sides, like so. Or sorry, my bad, on the inside side, and then this side toward the rear. And then we want to go ahead and place down a barrier block here that's going to be next to this slab, this top slab, like so, and then a stone button on top of it. And we're going to then place down a skeleton skull on top of this acacia wood slab, like that. Then to the other side here, we're going to place down a barrier block, also acacia wood slab as well, a stone button, and we're going to go ahead and then go up from that stone button, or up from that barrier block, up, basically up to the side and forward 1, and we're going to go basically do the same thing. So stone button here and stone button like that on the side there. So basically the complete opposite of, or basically just the other side over here just flipped. And then after that's all done, we're just going to go and go to our tail here. We're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this dark oak wood stair, a barrier block coming off the side of the fence post. On the side of the barrier block, we're going to place down a stone button, and then on top of this barrier block, we're going to place down a stone button. And that right there is going to pretty much complete my design for the F.E.2B bomber. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and put it to good use. If you do end up using this design, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from the side of the build, link to my channel or this video if this doesn't appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun, and a lot of fun stuff. And that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been DerekFrostWestbrook, and I'll see you guys next time.